I can't believe this is really happening, I muttered as Emily tightened my backpack straps. She laughed softly, brushing a strand of hair from my forehead. It's only 2 years, love. You'll be back before you know it. I forced a smile, though my chest felt tight. 2 years is a long time. Her fingers lingered on my cheek. I'll be waiting. Every day. I nodded, swallowing hard. Promise me you'll be honest, no surprises. Only honesty, I swear. Her voice was calm, almost too calm. I tried to believe her, clinging to the warmth of her hand. That night, we sat on the edge of my bed, holding each other in silence. I'm going to miss this you, I said, voice breaking. She rested her head on my shoulder. I'll miss you too, but you have to focus there. You'll do great things. I just hope we don't drift apart, I admitted. Emily pulled back slightly, searching my eyes. We won't. Trust me. Her reassurance should have made me feel better, but a small, nagging doubt crawled in. Maybe it was my nerves. Maybe I didn't want to see it. At the base, everything hit me at once. The drills, the shouting, the endless running. I had imagined it, but nothing prepared me for the reality. Keep up, Dawson, an instructor barked. I gasped for breath, my legs burning. Jason ran beside me, grinning. You look like you're about to collapse. Thanks for the encouragement, I muttered through wheezing. He laughed. Don't let her make you soft. You're here to survive, not daydream. I glanced at my pocket, feeling the small photo of Emily taped inside. I'm not daydreaming. I'm staying motivated. Jason raised an eyebrow. Yeah? How's that working out? You writing letters every night like some lovesick fool. I just want her to know I'm thinking of her, I said, trying not to sound defensive. It keeps me sane. Jason shook his head. People change, man. You can't control what she does while you're gone. Just be ready for anything. I looked away, pretending not to hear the warning. I had to believe in her. I had to. Every night, I wrote to her. Every word was honest, raw. I told her about drills, the cold, the exhaustion, the little victories. I imagined her reading them, smiling, maybe even missing me. One evening, during a video call, I noticed something. Emily's laughter wasn't just for me. There was someone else in the background. Who's that? I asked casually. Oh, just my coworker, she said a little too quickly. We're planning a project together. I nodded, smiling, forcing my heart to settle. Okay, sounds fun. Her eyes flickered, and I caught it. Her attention was split. My gut twisted, but I swallowed it down. Distance is hard, I said instead, but I know we'll make it. She leaned closer to the camera. We will. I miss you every day. I want to believe her so badly. I repeated it in my head like a mantra. She misses me. She's loyal. She's mine. Jason nudged me later in the barracks. Dude, just keep your eyes open. People aren't always who they seem. I know, I said softly. I know, but my fingers curled around Emily's photo, my anchor in a storm of doubt. At night, I lay awake listening to the distant sounds of the bass, writing her another letter. I'll come back stronger. I'll come back to you. That was my promise, my mission. And I clung to it like air, because without it, I didn't know how I'd survive. I dropped my pen onto the desk with a sigh. Another letter to Emily. I muttered to myself. Jason leaned against the doorframe, arms crossed. Still writing every day? I have to, I said, trying to sound casual. It keeps me grounded. He raised an eyebrow. Grounded, huh? Or trapped in a fantasy? I frowned. It's not a fantasy. I'm thinking about our future. I'm planning everything. Jason shrugged. Planning's fine, but don't ignore reality. People change when you're gone, even the ones you love the most. I shook my head. No, Emily, she wouldn't. She promised. He gave me a look I couldn't read. Promises are words, not guarantees. I let it go and grabbed the pen again, pouring my heart onto the paper. I miss you. I can't wait for the day I return. Every night, I dream of us together. Stay strong for me, love. Days passed, and her letters came slower each time. I noticed it, but convinced myself she was busy, distracted with work or school. When her envelope finally arrived, I tore it open eagerly. Hey, I'm fine. Busy week. Talk soon. I blinked at the lines. That was it. 2 sentences? My stomach twisted. Busy? That's all. I muttered aloud. Jason chuckled. I warned you. Actions matter more than words. I know. Maybe she's tired, I said, rubbing my forehead. Maybe it's nothing. On a weekend video call, I sat on my bunk and waited for her to pick up. Her smile appeared, but then I noticed someone behind her, laughing at something she said. Emily, who's that? I asked, forcing calm. Oh, that's Mark, just a friend from work. We were joking about the project. Her voice was smooth, but my chest tightened. Joking? During our call? She waved it off. We weren't bothering you. Don't overthink. I tried to laugh. Right? Of course. Inside, my stomach churned. That gnawing doubt returned, sharp and bitter. Later, I found Jason in the mess hall. She is someone else, I said quietly. Maybe, he said cautiously, or maybe she's just distracted. But remember, watch her actions, not her words. I stared at him. Actions, not words. Got it. Over the next few days, I studied her letters, calls, little habits. The once vivid affection in her words was fading. Even the jokes felt distant. My hope, once bright, now flickered. Dawson, you okay? Jason asked one evening as we cleaned our gear. I forced a smile. I'm fine. Just thinking. Thinking about her. I nodded. Yeah, and about me. I feel powerless sometimes. Like I can't do anything about it. Jason leaned back. That's the tricky part. You can't control her, but you can control how you respond. Keep your heart strong. Keep your mind sharp. I exhaled slowly. I thought love would make this easier. I thought distance wouldn't matter. Love doesn't stop reality, he said bluntly. It doesn't stop people from changing. I frowned. So what should I do? Don't panic. Don't overreact. Just pay attention. Observe. Let her show you who she really is. I nodded, but my mind raced. Was I naive? Was I blind? I trusted her completely, and now I couldn't tell if she even cared. That night, I sat on my bunk and started another letter. I hope you're happy. I hope you know I'm thinking of you. I hope you haven't changed. Jason popped his head in. Still writing. Yes. I can't stop, I admitted. Even if it hurts. Good, he said with a small grin. Just remember, the pen can't solve everything. Watch. Listen. Learn. Don't let your heart be the only guide. I nodded, staring at the ceiling. Watch her actions, not her words. I clutched my pen, my photo of Emily in my pocket. The longing, the hope, the doubt, it all churned inside me. I didn't know if she was drifting away or if I was overthinking, but one thing was certain. I couldn't ignore the signs anymore. Jason's advice echoed in my head, steady and sharp. Actions, not words. And for the first time, I felt a little wary. I was scrolling through my feed when it hit me like a punch to the gut. There she was, Emily, smiling in a photo with some guy. His arm around her shoulder, her head leaning close. My stomach sank. No, this can't be real, I whispered. Jason, sitting across from me, peered over. What's wrong? I froze, my hands shaking. It's Emily. Look at this. He squinted at my phone. Oh man, that's new. She said she missed me every day. I yelled, my voice cracking. Every day. And she's with him. Jason leaned back, sighing. I told you to watch her actions, not her words. I slammed my phone onto the table. I trusted her. I wrote to her every single night. I can't believe this. You're allowed to feel, man, Jason said quietly. But don't lose yourself over her choices. You can't control her. I don't care about control, I shouted. I care about honesty. I care about loyalty. She promised. Jason rubbed his eyes. I know, but right now, your rage is your fuel. Don't waste it on destruction. Channel it. I sank onto the bench, covering my face. I feel like I'm drowning, Jason. How could she do this? Jason placed a hand on my shoulder. She made a choice. You can either let it break you, or let it make you stronger. I'd choose stronger. I lifted my head, tears stinging. Stronger, yeah, okay. But it hurts. It hurts so much. I know it does, he said softly. I've seen it before. Betrayal burns worse than anything else. That night, I wrote a letter I would never send. I see you now, Emily. I see your lies, your fake smiles, your empty promises. I trusted you. I loved you. And now, I hate how much this hurts. I crumpled it, threw it against the wall, and punched the bunk. The anger was raw, shaking me from the inside out. Hey, Jason's voice came through the doorway. You're letting it consume you. Take a breath. Train. Run. Get out of your system. I nodded, grabbing my gear. Yeah, you're right. I'll run. I'll fight through this. At the base, every drill felt sharper, harsher. The instructor screamed, my muscles burned, my lungs screamed for air. But inside, it wasn't the drill pushing me. It was Emily. She smiled at him. I muttered between push-ups. She laughed with him. Not me. Not me. Jason jogged beside me. Stop talking about it out loud, man. Focus. I can't. I shouted, clenching my fists. I keep seeing it over and over. Every laugh, every smile, every lie she ever told. Then let it fuel you, he said calmly. Turn it into strength, not madness. I did. I pushed harder, ran faster, hit further than I ever had. My pain became a weapon, my betrayal the fuel I needed to survive. Later, I sat alone in the barracks, scribbling another letter. You don't get to touch me anymore. Every lie you told me, every fake word. I'm taking it with me, storing it. And one day, when I return, I'll be stronger than your deceit, stronger than your lies, stronger than you. Jason knocked softly. You're obsessing, you know. I can't stop, I admitted. It's like a fire in my chest. I see her and him, and I want to break everything around me. Don't, Jason said firmly. Break yourself instead. Use this. Learn from it. Plan carefully. Don't destroy, evolve. I swallowed hard, feeling my chest tighten. Evolve, yeah. That's it. I have to. I'll make sure she regrets this. In her own way. Jason nodded. Good. Don't let blind rage be your guide. Let strategy be your sword. That night, I stared at Emily's photo taped inside my journal. My hand shook. You hurt me, I whispered. And I won't forget it. I won't forgive it, not yet. Not until I'm stronger than this pain. I imagined her regret, imagined little victories I would have over her, without her even knowing. My mind plotted silently. I would rebuild, I would rise, and when the time came, she would see what she lost. Jason leaned in before lights out. Remember, man, obsession isn't revenge. Focus. Channel it. Make it work for you. I nodded, pressing my face to the pillow. I'll rise. I'll be stronger. And one day, you'll see, Emily. You'll see. Sleep came heavy and uneasy. Dreams twisted with her smile and his arm around her. I woke with my fists clenched, my resolve harder than iron. Betrayal had come, and I had survived. Now it was time to evolve. I sat on my bunk, staring at the blank page. Revenge or survival, I said out loud. Pick one. Jason looked up from cleaning his boots. If you're asking that question, you already know the answer. I don't, I snapped. Part of me wants her to hurt the way I hurt. And the other part? He asked. The other part wants to come out of this alive. He nodded once. Choose the second part. The first one eats you. I didn't reply. Instead, I folded the paper and shoved it into my locker. Another letter I wouldn't send. Another emotion I refused to show. Training became my escape. Faster, the instructor yelled. I muttered, pushing harder. Alex noticed first. He jogged beside me during drills. You're overdoing it, he said calmly. I'm fine, I replied between breaths. You're not, he said. You're angry. So what? I snapped. Anger keeps me moving. It also makes you reckless, Alex said. And reckless men don't last. I slowed slightly, glaring at him. You don't know what I've been through. He shrugged. Pain looks the same on everyone. The choice is what matters. Later, in the barracks, Alex sat across from me. You're writing letters, he said. How do you know? You keep ripping them up, he replied. That's not healing. That's torture. I need to get out, I said quietly. If I don't, I'll explode. Then write, Alex said. But don't live there. Don't become the version of yourself you'll hate later. His words stuck with me. That night, I wrote everything. Her lies. Her smile with him. The nights I trusted her. I didn't send it. I locked it away. During a break, my phone buzzed. A notification. Another photo. Emily again. This time with him. Luke. His stupid grin burned into my mind. Jason glanced over. You okay? I want to confront him, I said. I want him to know what he did. And then what? Jason asked. You feel better for 5 minutes? I don't know, I admitted. Alex leaned in. Patience is power. Rage is noise. I clenched my jaw. Easy for you to say. No, Alex replied. I lost someone too. That's why I'm saying it. The urge to explode faded into something colder. Strategy. Control. I trained harder after that. Longer runs. Heavier weights. No excuses. Every drop of sweat felt like progress. You're different, Jason said one night. I'm focused, I replied. On what? Becoming someone she can't touch anymore. I started documenting everything. Dates. Lies. Messages. Not for revenge alone, but for clarity. For truth. Alex watched me quietly. Just don't let revenge be your only goal, he warned. It's not, I said. Freedom is. That night, I stared at the ceiling. I'll survive this, I whispered. And when I return, I'll decide who deserves access to my life. The decision settled in my chest. Cold. Heavy. Certain. Revenge could wait. Strength could not. The next morning, Alex stopped me outside the mess hall. You're building armor, he said. I need it, I replied. Armor protects, he said, but it also isolates. I'm done being open, I said. That's how I got hurt. Alex shook his head. No, you got hurt because someone chose to betray you. Don't confuse cause and effect. Jason joined us, chewing an apple. He's right, man. Don't shut down completely. I'm not shutting down, I said. I'm sharpening. Training pushed me to my limits. Again, the instructor barked. I dropped for more push-ups. This pain is honest, I whispered. Jason crouched beside me. You're turning pain into discipline. That's good, but, I asked. But don't turn discipline into punishment, he said. That evening, I wrote another letter. You chose him, I said to the page. I choose myself. I folded it carefully and locked it away. Alex watched from his bunk. That's better, he said. Better than what? Better than letting rage write your future, he replied. I nodded. I'm not done deciding, I admitted. You don't have to decide everything now, Alex said. Just don't cross lines you can't uncross. Later, alone, I imagined seeing Luke face to face. My fist tightened, and I forced myself to breathe. Not yet, I said. Not like that. The choice became clear. I would survive. I would grow. And if karma needed help later, I would decide then. For now, I trained. I learned. I waited. Before lights out, Jason whispered, You good? I answered, I'm getting there. Alex added softly, Remember who you were. I replied, I will. Lying there, I felt the shift inside me. The fire cooled into resolve. Tomorrow, I would train again. Not for her. For me alone. That decision marked the moment I stopped reacting and started choosing my future. With absolute intent. The moment I stepped off the bus, the air smelled different. Home, but not the same. Dawson. My little sister ran into my arms. Hey, I said, hugging her tightly. I missed you. You look different, she said, stepping back, eyes wide. I've changed, I admitted quietly. Inside, the living room smelled like Mom's cooking. Dad waved from the kitchen. You're home, son. You look disciplined. Yeah, I said, keeping my voice neutral. Training does that. Emily was sitting on the couch, pretending casual, scrolling through her phone. She looked up and smiled. Hey, welcome back. I forced a small smile. Thanks. Her laugh was too light, too careful. My gut twisted. You've changed too, I said. I guess, she said quickly. Her eyes flicked to the side, avoiding mine. Luke lounged in the corner, smirking. Well, the soldier returns. I froze, staring at him. Luke, he shrugged. Heard a lot about you. Thought I'd see if the stories matched reality. They don't, I said, my voice low. Not in the way you think. Emily shifted uncomfortably. Dawson, please. No, I cut her off. I want answers. How long? How long what? She asked, feigning innocence. How long have you been lying to me? How long has he been in your life while I wrote letters every night? Her face paled. It's complicated. Complicated? That's your excuse. I snapped. I trusted you completely. Every word. Every promise. Luke laughed arrogantly. She didn't lie to you. You were just too far away to notice. I stepped closer, keeping my voice icy. Careful, Luke. You don't know who you're talking to. Jason's words echoed in my mind. Patience is power. I didn't lash out. Not yet. I measured my anger, let simmer. Emily finally spoke, voice trembling. Dawson, I didn't mean. Didn't mean what? I asked sharply. To hurt me? Because that ship sailed the moment I saw your photos. Her eyes filled with tears. I was lonely. I'm sorry. Sorry. I laughed bitterly. Do you know what that word means? Do you even know me? Luke snorted. You sound serious. Relax, soldier. Relax. I said, you're arrogant enough to think you can waltz into my life and replace me. He smirked. I didn't replace you. You weren't here. Exactly, I said, voice steady now. You saw an opportunity. She saw an opportunity. And I survived. Emily flinched at my calm. That was new to her, I could tell. I wasn't naive anymore. I had evolved. Mom and Dad watched silently, sensing the tension. My little sister clutched a pillow wide-eyed. Emily began again, but I held out my hand. No more words, I said firmly. Actions speak louder. Yours spoke clearly. My mind will speak louder soon enough. Luke's smirk faltered slightly. Are you threatening me? No, I said, voice cold. I'm stating a fact. You'll see the consequences of your arrogance in due time. Emily's hands trembled in her lap. Dawson, please. Please what? I asked softly, almost quietly. Please don't ruin my peace. Please don't make excuses for the choices you made. Jason's voice rang in my memory. Don't destroy. Evolve. I nodded inwardly. My revenge wouldn't be reckless. It would be deliberate. I've changed, I said aloud, pacing slowly. I'm not the boy you left behind. I'm not the one who trusts blindly anymore. I decide who matters now. And right now, I'm deciding myself. Luke's eyes narrowed. You think you can scare me? I don't need to scare you, I said. You'll realize the truth in your own time. Emily's tears fell silently. I didn't mean to hurt you that much. You did, I said. And now I know the weight of betrayal. Now I understand trust. Now I understand strength. I looked at my family, my friends, Jason, the people who mattered. They saw it too. The quiet intensity, the discipline, the subtle authority that hadn't been there before. I was different. Luke glanced away, uncomfortable, realizing my calm carried a storm he couldn't yet see. I'm not here to fight, I said softly. I'm here to live. And part of living, part of being whole, is letting those who betrayed me feel their own truths eventually. Emily wiped her eyes, muttering something about forgiveness, but I shook my head. No forgiveness yet, I said. Just awareness. And time. Time will show you everything you lost when you broke my trust. I stepped outside, taking a deep breath. The air smelled like home, but felt like a new battlefield. I was stronger, sharper, more calculating. I didn't yell, didn't attack. I simply existed. And in that presence, they felt the difference. I looked back once. Emily was silent. Luke avoided my eyes. My family didn't speak, but I could feel their respect, their awe. I smiled faintly. The storm has arrived, I whispered. And this time, I was the calm in the center. I saw it first on social media, a comment from one of Emily's friends. Wait, she's been dating Luke this whole time. I froze, then laughed quietly. Jason leaned over my shoulder. Looks like people are finally catching on. They didn't even know, I said softly. I never said a word. Jason smirked. Sometimes karma doesn't need your help. It just works itself out. I nodded. It was true. Friends started messaging Emily, asking awkward questions. Her social circle shifted subtly, the air around her thick with uncertainty. I ran into Alex later that week. Looks like things are moving in the right direction, he said, leaning against the doorway. I nodded. I can't believe it's happening without me doing anything. Alex smiled. That's the point. Patience is more powerful than rage. Let life deliver the consequences. I felt a small satisfaction, but a pang of lingering pain hit me too. I thought I'd feel pure relief, but it still hurts. Of course it hurts, Alex said. You were betrayed. You lost someone you trusted. The point is, you're standing while they stumble. I clench my fists. I see it every day. Emily trying to explain herself. Luke fumbling at work, their friends avoiding them. That's karma, Alex said simply. Not your job, not your revenge. Just reality. I let my eyes drift to Emily, when she walked into the room later. She smiled awkwardly. Dawson, I can explain. Save it, I said softly, voice steady. I've heard enough. She blinked, confusion in her eyes. I just want you to know I didn't. Stop, I said, cutting her off. I pity you. I feel quiet anger. But I don't need your words to confirm what I already know. Luke tried to speak, arrogance still clinging to him. Hey man, maybe we can. I raised a hand. No, you're learning the consequences. Let them unfold. Don't speak for her. Don't speak for yourself. Actions will teach you what words cannot. Emily bit her lip, her friends shifting uncomfortably behind her. I could see them whispering, exchanging glances. I didn't intervene. I let it happen naturally. Jason leaned toward me later. You're calm. That's new. I've learned, I said. Rage is easy. Patience is power. Watching them stumble without touching them, that's stronger than any yell or fight. Alex nodded. Exactly. Your growth is the real revenge. I watched Luke's careless behavior at work begin to surface. He missed deadlines, ignored emails, and his arrogance annoyed colleagues. I didn't say a word. I let him dig his own hole. I could intervene, I said quietly to Alex one afternoon. You could, Alex replied. But you're learning. Let them destroy themselves if they choose. Your power grows while there's crumbles. I thought about Emily's lies, the nights I spent writing letters she never read, the hope I clung to. It's strange, I admitted, seeing them falter without me touching them. It's satisfying, but also haunting. That's the nature of betrayal, Alex said. You can't erase the pain, but you can rise above it. Later, Emily cornered me. Dawson, please. I didn't mean for this to happen. I never stopped caring. I looked at her, calm and measured. You didn't stop caring. You stopped being honest. That's the difference. Her friends watched nervously, whispers filling the space. I felt no triumph in confronting them, only clarity. I've lost something, I said quietly to Alex later, but I've gained control, strength, patience, something I didn't have before. Alex smiled. Exactly. That's growth. That's your real victory. I watched her stumble through apologies, Luke flounder in his arrogance, friends drift away. I felt a mix of satisfaction and lingering pain. It wasn't joy. It wasn't revenge. It was justice, measured and quiet. Jason nudged me that evening. You okay? I am, I said. Better than before. Angry, yes. Hurt, yes. But also controlled. Calculating. Ready for what comes next. Alex added, that's the difference. You've evolved. You're not reacting blindly anymore. I nodded, staring at the ceiling. I still feel the sting of betrayal, I admitted. But now, it fuels me instead of consuming me. Emily looked at me one last time that week. I hope someday you forgive me. I don't know if I will, I said quietly, and that's not my concern. My concern is me, my growth, my strength. That's all I need. I walked away, leaving them to their unraveling. I felt satisfaction without cruelty, pain without weakness, and power without arrogance. Alex's words stayed with me. Revenge through self-growth is stronger than destruction. I realized he was right. Watching karma unfold, feeling the subtle shift in their world while I built my own, was the truest form of control. I smiled faintly, chest tight with emotion. I've survived, I whispered. I've grown, and now, I'm free. I saw it first on social media, a comment from one of Emily's friends. Wait, she's been dating Luke this whole time. I froze, then laughed quietly. Jason leaned over my shoulder. Looks like people are finally catching on. They didn't even know, I said softly. I never said a word. Jason smirked. Sometimes karma doesn't need your help. It just works itself out. I nodded. It was true. Friends started messaging Emily, asking awkward questions. Her social circle shifted subtly, the air around her thick with uncertainty. I ran into Alex later that week. Looks like things are moving in the right direction, he said, leaning against the doorway. I nodded. I can't believe it's happening without me doing anything. Alex smiled. That's the point. Patience is more powerful than rage. Let life deliver the consequences. I felt a small satisfaction, but a pang of lingering pain hit me too. I thought, I thought I'd feel pure relief, but it still hurts. Of course it hurts, Alex said. You were betrayed. You lost someone you trusted. The point is, you're standing while they stumble. I clench my fists. I see it every day. Emily trying to explain herself. Luke fumbling at work, their friends avoiding them. That's karma, Alex said simply. Not your job, not your revenge. Just reality. I let my eyes drift to Emily when she walked into the room later. She smiled awkwardly. Dawson, I can explain. Save it, I said softly, voice steady. I've heard enough. She blinked, confusion in her eyes. I just want you to know I didn't. Stop, I said, cutting her off. I pity you. I feel quiet anger. But I don't need your words to confirm what I already know. Luke tried to speak, arrogance still clinging to him. Hey man, maybe we can. I raised a hand. No, you're learning the consequences. Let them unfold. Don't speak for her. Don't speak for yourself. Actions will teach you what words cannot. Emily bit her lip, her friends shifting uncomfortably behind her. I could see them whispering, exchanging glances. I didn't intervene. I let it happen naturally. Jason leaned toward me later. You're calm. That's new. I've learned, I said. Rage is easy. Patience is power. Watching them stumble without touching them, that's stronger than any yell or fight. Alex nodded. Exactly. Your growth is the real revenge. I watched Luke's careless behavior at work begin to surface. He missed deadlines, ignored emails, and his arrogance annoyed colleagues. I didn't say a word. I let him dig his own hole. I could intervene, I said quietly to Alex one afternoon. You could, Alex replied. But you're learning. Let them destroy themselves if they choose. Your power grows while there's crumbles. I thought about Emily's lies, the nights I spent writing letters she never read, the hope I clung to. It's strange, I admitted. Seeing them falter without me touching them, it's satisfying, but also haunting. That's the nature of betrayal, Alex said. You can't erase the pain, but you can rise above it. Later, Emily cornered me. Dawson, please. I didn't mean for this to happen. I never stopped caring. I looked at her, calm and measured. You didn't stop caring. You stopped being honest. That's the difference. Her friends watched nervously, whispers filling the space. I felt no triumph in confronting them, only clarity. I've lost something, I said quietly to Alex later, but I've gained control, strength, patience, something I didn't have before. Alex smiled. Exactly. That's growth. That's your real victory. I watched her stumble through apologies, Luke flounder in his arrogance, friends drift away. I felt a mix of satisfaction and lingering pain. It wasn't joy. It wasn't revenge. It was justice, measured and quiet. Jason nudged me that evening. You okay? I am, I said. Better than before. Angry, yes. Hurt, yes. But also controlled. Calculating. Ready for what comes next. Alex added, that's the difference. You've evolved. You're not reacting blindly anymore. I nodded, staring at the ceiling. I still feel the sting of betrayal, I admitted. But now, it fuels me instead of consuming me. Emily looked at me one last time that week. I hope someday you forgive me. I don't know if I will, I said quietly, and that's not my concern. My concern is me, my growth, my strength. That's all I need. I walked away, leaving them to their unraveling. I felt satisfaction without cruelty, pain without weakness, and power without arrogance. Alex's words stayed with me. Revenge through self-growth is stronger than destruction. I realized he was right. Watching karma unfold, feeling the subtle shift in their world while I built my own, was the truest form of control. I smiled faintly, chest tight with emotion. I've survived, I whispered. I've grown, and now, I'm free. I woke up early, sunlight spilling across my room. Quiet. No one else. No lies. No expectations. Just me. Jason called a few minutes later. Morning, soldier. Sleep well. Better than I have in years, I said, stretching. Good, he said. You've earned peace for now. I laughed softly. Peace, that's strange to say after everything. Everything made you stronger, he said. Trust me, you've earned this clarity. I thought about Emily, about Luke. about betrayal and rage, letters and silent fury. I wonder what they're feeling now, I admitted. Jason chuckled. Probably regret, confusion, maybe fear. But that's theirs to live with, not yours. I know, I said, and I feel nothing sharp anymore. Just a quiet understanding. Alex visited that afternoon. You look different, he said, smiling. More at ease. I am, I said. I've finally stopped reacting to the past. I can focus on the future. Alex leaned against the wall. It's not easy letting go completely. Most people think revenge completes them. You learned the opposite. I nodded. I realized survival, emotional strength, self-growth, that's the real victory. Not shouting, not tearing someone down, not showing anger. Just living. He smiled. Exactly. You've mastered what most people never even try to understand. I sipped my coffee. Funny, isn't it? I went into this thinking Emily would be my anchor. She became my catalyst, my reason to change, to evolve, to become stronger than I ever imagined. Alex chuckled. Sometimes betrayal is the harshest teacher. It is, I admitted. I hated her once, or at least the idea of what she did. Now, I pity her. I pity the choices she made, the people she lost, including herself. Jason dropped by later, carrying his laptop. Got a few minutes? I wanted to show you something. I followed him to the balcony. He opened a news article. Luke's been disciplined at work, he said. Missed deadlines, careless mistakes. Word is people are noticing. Karma's quiet, but it works. I nodded, a faint smile forming. Good. No satisfaction for me. Just observation. Life correcting itself. Emily's name came up in conversation. I didn't flinch. I heard she's trying to explain things to mutual friends, I said calmly. Jason shrugged. Doesn't matter. Her world is shifting without your involvement. You're above it. I thought about all the letters I had written, but never sent. I almost wanted to reach out, I admitted, to express every word, every feeling. But I realized that would have been for me, not for her. And I don't need closure from her anymore. Alex nodded. You don't. Closure comes from within. You earned it through your own strength. I stared out at the street below. It's strange. I used to think love meant trust, reliance. Now I know it's also about self-reliance, knowing your own worth, and protecting it. Jason elbowed me playfully. Look at you, philosopher soldier. I smirked. Maybe. Or maybe just someone who's finally awake. I decided to revisit my old hobbies, the ones I'd put aside during service. Photography first. My camera felt heavy in my hands, but familiar. I captured sunlight through leaves, reflections in puddles, moments I had ignored while lost in letters and rage. Jason laughed. You always did have an eye for this. I forgot it existed, I said. Now I'm remembering, slowly. Piece by piece, I'm rebuilding my life. Alex stopped by one evening. You seem peaceful, grounded. I am, I admitted. It doesn't mean I forget. It doesn't mean I forgive completely. It means I've decided my energy belongs to me, not the ghosts of betrayal. He nodded. That's growth. True, lasting growth. I took a deep breath. Emily and Luke, they're part of my past now. Their choices shaped me, yes, but they don't define me anymore. I define myself. Jason smiled. Finally, you've come full circle. I laughed softly. Full circle, or maybe a new circle entirely. One I build on my own terms. I went to bed that night, thinking about every emotion, every lesson, every moment of pain and triumph. I realized that the anger that had consumed me now felt like a tool I could set down. The fire that had burned inside was no longer a cage, but a furnace forging who I truly was. Alex's words echoed. Revenge through self-growth is stronger than destruction. Yes, I whispered. I've lived it. The next morning, I made a plan. Career goals, travel, reconnecting with family, exploring passions I had postponed. I have dreams to chase, I said to Jason, who was leaning on the doorway. Go get them, he said simply. And I will, I promised. Not for anyone else. Not to prove anything. For me. For my life. For my peace. I looked at the city outside, bright and bustling. The past lingered, yes, but it no longer controlled me. I felt a sense of calm I hadn't known in years. Ready? Jason asked. I nodded. More than ever. I've survived, I've learned, I've grown. Now, I live. Alex visited one last time before I left for a weekend trip. Remember this feeling, he said. This calm, this clarity. Life will throw tests, but you've mastered the one that matters, yourself. I will remember, I said, a faint smile forming. I finally understand that strength isn't measured by revenge or rage. It's measured by control, growth, and the ability to move forward. Jason clapped me on the shoulder. Then go. Live. Make your life yours. I turned to the window, looking out at the horizon. I will. I whispered. I'm free. I'm whole. And nothing from the past can touch me anymore. The wind felt different that day, warm, forgiving, full of possibilities. I smiled faintly. This is just the beginning, I said, and I'm ready for it. The past was behind me. Emily and Luke faded into memories shaped by their own choices. Jason and Alex remained, pillars of loyalty and truth. And I was finally myself, complete, unbroken, and alive.